Hello again, everyone. Age of Dune here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast coming at you yet again from, or not yet again, but again from the Korean server. And I wanted to go ahead, cast one of the well-known stars over there. Before this, about the only one I've really cast is Faker. And I wanted to go ahead and, cast one from one of the other teams. Because I figured I was giving a little bit too much screen time there to Faker and not enough to anybody else. And I went ahead and I chose Dade here from Samsung Galaxy Blue. His team, of course, is actually one of the leading teams in the OGN right now. They are in the finals, so that'll be really cool to see. And he's actually playing Ryze here against a Talon, which, honestly, that is not... I don't know, it seems like that is not a matchup I would like to do. Lots of damage going in here on Riven. She's going to be forced to go back, but it's not really going to be too big of a deal. Lots of back and forth damage going here, though. And, Fiddlestick's getting caught there. Going to get about half of his health chunked as well. So, pretty much both teams are going to be forced to go ahead and back off here. The blue team did manage to get a couple of deep wards, and actually two in this same bush. So that does mean that they will know, where the red team's jungler is and stuff like that. And Eve's actually hanging around here. Looks like she might be wanting to go for a smite steal or something. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Red team, on the other hand, has not managed to get any deep wards whatsoever, which, honestly, that is something you really want against Evelyn. Because if you can get the deep wards on her jungle path, you'll know where she is. And that's one of the few ways you'll actually know. That's unfortunate. Apparently, they are not on the same version of League of Legends as I am. So, yeah, that kind of stinks. But hopefully that won't mess up my game too much. If you're watching this now, it didn't. It does unfortunately make it so that the starting announcement does not quite work. Eve is actually coming around now. And down goes that ward. She's definitely planning on doing something. What exactly? I don't know, but we'll have to see very soon here. There we go. Her ward just went down. She's going in. In goes Braum and the Lucian as well. Vayne is forced to go ahead and roll out of this, but she's actually chunking the Evelyn down quite a bit. And it's just a back and forth fight here. And I really don't know who's going to come out of this one ahead. So far, the blue team looks like they're forced to walk away. And that is not good for them at all. They pulled off this invade, and they didn't really do too much yet. But at the same time, the bot lane for the red team is also still here. So neither team's really getting a CS advantage there. And both teams are just kind of walking back and forth. Fiddlesticks is taking quite a bit of damage from this blue buff, and that's not a good sign for them. But this right here is huge. The fact that the Lucian just got so low there, even if he went to lane right now, he's going to have a tough time in lane. Eve was successfully forced out, and that's even worse. So, oh man, she's going back in. She's not going to have vision of this. She's going in. She is going in. Vayne is still there. The Zyra is still there, and that is first blood on that Vayne. I definitely kind of question her decision to go back in. Dade came over to help on the off chance that she needed it. Or, to kill Fiddlesticks, apparently, because that's what he's going for. Fiddlesticks is forced away, and the flash comes out from Zyra, making sure she does not go down. In goes the Vayne. Does not get rooted. Oh, Braum flashes over. Forces the flash out of Vayne, so that is two flashes in the bot lane. The fact that Zyra... Well, never mind, she's not going back. Just kidding. I was about to say the fact that she's going back is actually a good thing for the blue team. Didn't happen, though, so it's not really going to matter. Evelyn is way the heck behind, and she does not get a leash due to that invade there, so she's actually going to have a really tough time in the jungle. In the mid lane, this is actually a big part of why I wanted to watch this game. I kind of wanted to see how Dade would handle a Talon as Ryze, because to me, that seems like it would be a really, really unpleasant matchup. I mean, yeah, he's got really good harass on Talon, but I don't know, the silence and, of course, the just assassin nature of Talon early game just made me think that it would be pretty unfortunate for him. But honestly, he's actually doing pretty well. Not overly surprised, but at the same time, I mean, they're both challenger players, so you'd think they'd be pretty well matched. Maybe not exactly, but pretty decently. But I did actually try to cast a game with Seraph in it as well, but unfortunately, it was not working quite right, so I was not able to do that one. I thought that one would be kind of cool just to see a pseudo NA person in a Korean game, but unfortunately, didn't end up happening. I was really looking forward to it, though. But that's fine. Alright, so on the top lane, we've got Ivnar playing the Riven versus Nidalee, played by Xenix Sky. I'm pretty sure I saw that player in my last, or at least somebody from the same team. I'm not 100% certain, but I think so. In the mid lane, we've got Dade versus Talon, played by 3 boxes. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to tell you their actual names because I can't even see them. That's always one of the really annoying things about casting the games from the Korean server. With the EU, most of them are going to be characters that my computer has the font for, so I'll be able to at least see the characters and hopefully, say them, even if I say them wrong. But that is a lot of traps. But with the Korean server, that is definitely not the case, and I cannot do anything. In comes that Fiddlesticks now. Nidalee somehow knew it was coming, and she backed off pretty early there. Gonna be fine. No big deal at all. Wasn't even forced to flash or anything. Alright, so down to the bot lane, we've got Lucian, played by many boxes, versus Vayne, played by 4 boxes. The Braum is played by 3 boxes, followed by 2 boxes. And Zyra is 2 boxes and 2 boxes. I really wish I could tell you guys what these actual players were. Of course, even if I did display the characters, I would have no idea how to pronounce them or what they mean or anything else. Evelyn is coming in for that gank. Nice. Slow there from Braum. Yes, the Vayne does get stunned, and she's going down. Down she goes to the Lucian. And everybody's going to be able to get out of this, no problem whatsoever. They did not take down the Zyra, and I can't say I blame them. She was a little too safe there, and had they gone for her, it would not have gone well for them. So that was a very nice gank there from the Evelyn coming in, and it just completely negated that Fiddlesticks gank. I mean, he came up there to go for the Nidalee, wasted a ton of time, and got nothing, whereas Evelyn came down here, got a gank off, got a kill that went to her ADC, and overall, that went really well. She's still hanging around. It looks like they want to go for Zyra here. There we go. Out comes that Braum slow, and she goes down. The tower immediately switches back to the minion as the person taking the tower went out of range. So they got out of that with really no problem whatsoever. And now Vayne is 2 versus 1 again. And, she's not going to like that. Not at all, especially with it being Lucian. I mean, he doesn't really have a range advantage on her at all anymore. But of course, well, except for, his Q. But he's just so very mobile. And with the fact that Braum is there, getting that stun off, yeah, it can go bad fast. I'm going to come in and see this gank right here. Looks like he was coming in onto Dade. We've got Fiddlesticks hanging out in the bush, and we probably see him come out fairly quickly. In goes the Talon, lands the slow onto Ryze, and hey-oh, it's an Evelyn. All of a sudden, things aren't looking too good for him. Now comes the flash there from Dade, but Fiddlesticks goes down to Evelyn, and that gank goes bad fast. They thought for sure they were going to get this one, and unfortunately, there was an Evelyn right nearby, and she'd actually come up here, walked away, and then immediately came back. And we've actually got a roaming Braum here coming in onto Talon. Flash there from the Dade. Unfortunately, he does end up going down to the tower, but he manages to take down the Talon beforehand. So nicely done there. He didn't manage to get Braum taking the tower. Had that happened, it actually probably would have been a deathless kill there for them. But even still, I mean, he did get a kill, and he has an assist. So he's going to be coming back to lane a bit stronger. Zyra's coming around from a really interesting position. She's slowed here. I think she's going to be fine. We'll take a look up top in a second. Fiddlesticks is here to go ahead and shove that Evelyn off, and Braum comes in. Just go ahead and give the defenses there and make sure that nothing goes on. Looks like Riven decided to go hardcore in onto Nidalee there, and yeah, that right there is Riven's all in. If you get engaged on like that, she's going to be able to take you down. And that's really all that happened there. Riven came in, 100-0 to the Nidalee. It's Riven. And all she has is a Doran shield. That's all she's got. Alright, so she's going to go ahead and shove this to the tower. One thing I noticed about the Koreans, they don't do the whole teleport thing. Both top laners actually have Ignite. Nidalee's is off cooldown. Her flash was used there, as was Riven's. But Nidalee has Ignite, whereas Riven does not. So we'll have to see what ends up happening there. A lot of harass coming out here from Dade onto that Talon, chunking him down to about a quarter health. Not a good sign for him. And we've still got the roaming Braum just walking around. Honestly, I can't say I blame him at the moment. His ADC's not there anyway, so might as well. And he's just going out and warding up, doing some early deep wards. I know when I play I don't do that, but I'm not altogether certain about the actual good players of the game because they might actually do that. In comes the Fiddlesticks, and Braum says, hello, I'm here. Goes ahead, blocks. Actually, very little. Talon goes in. Dade's getting low, but he's going to be able to take down the Talon first. Yes, he finishes him off with a Q. The slow comes out there from Braum, and the stun as well, and that is a Fiddlesticks gone low. He's just about dead, but in comes the Vayne to go ahead and back him up. But Nidalee and Evelyn are on their way as well. The Braum slow comes out onto Vayne. She's forced to go ahead and flash away, as is Zyra. And even with that backup, they ended up getting nothing for that. And Dade does not go down. This is going to be a free dragon here for the blue team. Fiddlesticks is forced to go back. That is great news for them. And, oh man, he's going for this. In goes the Nidalee, jumps across and finishes him off with that little execute there. How did she didn't see him, did she? Let me see. I want to see the blue teams. Alright, no, she does see him thanks to that ward. Nice! So, had he just gone back in the bush, he would have been fine. But he came just far enough forward that the ward that was right there and just expired right after picked him up. So she chunked him down to the spear, which of course lengthened her jump. And she was able to get there, get a kill, and get out with no problem whatsoever. That was a really unfortunate move there by the Fiddlesticks. Talon's actually getting some farm here, which is great for him. And in the meantime, Riven's shoving up here. Gonna go ahead and do some damage to the tower. Not gonna be able to take it quite yet, but she did actually do quite a bit of damage to it. It's down to about quarter health. And now she's gonna go ahead and back off here. Talon and Ryze going at it again. Talon chunks Ryze down to, about a bit over a quarter health, actually. Notice every time anything happens, it's always down to a quarter health right now. But Dade is still able to get out of that with no problem. He is level 8 versus Talon, who is level 7. So it's not a huge level advantage, but obviously it's still not looking pretty here for the Talon. Dade does have his Tear of the Goddess as well as the Catalyst the Protector, so it's making things really tough for the Talon. Currently has a Brutalizer, Longsword, and Boots. Yeah, it's never pleasant. Alright, finally I can get back to this. We've got Evelyn, played by SWXG. I have no idea, I've never heard that, but obviously I'm not exactly an avid follower of the Korean challenger scene, so not really surprising. And Fiddlesticks, who also is played by 3 boxes, followed by 3 boxes. Yeah, I would even, like I said, even with, oh man, never mind, just kidding. We've got an engagement here. The slow comes out from Evelyn. Riven goes in. Is she going to finish her? No! Just kidding. Fiddlesticks comes in to go ahead and clean it up. Gets enough damage there that the burn from Riven was able to finish off the Nidalee. So that ended up being a 1-for-1 gank there. Both teams had both a kill and an assist. So it ends up working out pretty much even there. And now we've got a bot lane engagement as well. The Lucian actually did a lot of damage to Vayne. Got shoved back. That pop-up there from Zyra enabled them to go ahead and finish him off. No, he's still not dead yet. Oh, does he come back in? Down goes the Braum. Okay, Braum was the one there. And in comes Ryze. He says, hello. Down goes Zyra. He's coming in for the Vayne now. And Dade's going to be able to get this. No problem whatsoever. That bush was warded. He came in, 1 Q, 1 auto attack, and she was dead. Nice attempt to dodge there by the Lucian. I think it still hit, though, amusingly. That's a really nicely placed ward. Had it not been for that ward, he might not have been able to do that quite so well. She might have been able to finish Lucian off because he was actually pretty far forward, given what was going on there. But it didn't end up happening either way, and that is another kill there for Dade, who is currently 4-1-1. This is a great game for Dade. Not so much for Talon. 1-2-0 with about 50 CS less. He's having a pretty tough time here. Braum roaming yet again. This, honestly, I think in the last Korean game I saw, I think there was a roaming support in that one too. So I guess this is part of the meta here in Korea, that you're going to have a roaming support quite often. And looks like he's just going to go and walk away here, just warding up over here. And I guess given the fact that a lot of these ganks have been coming towards Nidalee, it does kind of make sense. His ADC is being forced to play super cautious down here. He's coming out now, and we do actually see Braum headed down there now to get back in the battle and assist him. But either way, there's definitely roaming supports coming out from both teams. Zyra just walking around warding up this mid lane, gets picked up by the blue team ward there, so they know exactly where she is. Her roam, not going to do anything. Braum's coming over, wards up that bush, and Zyra says, haha, I kill your ward. Oh, in comes another gank here onto that Riven. The Evelyn is in the bush, out comes Nidalee, and she just goes and dashes out, and they got a spear and an auto off on her, and that's about it. The Fiddlesticks is hanging around here. He's picked up by the ward again, though, so we may not see too much come of this. The Evelyn's hanging around because she figures there might be something about to happen. Fiddlesticks does decide to go ahead and back off, though, so yeah, we won't be seeing anything coming from that, but they're actually going for him. Oh, man. Yeah, there we go. They're coming right for him. He's picked up by both of them. In they go. Lands the slow from Evelyn on him. They get the flash, but that's about all they're going to get out of this one. But honestly, that's a pretty big thing. Given the fact that it is Fiddle, that flash, a lot of times you'll see Fiddlesticks. Ooh, man. Ryze going for this. Talon's going for the Ryze. Down goes the Talon. Tried to flash. Actually, no. Somebody else flashed to kill him. Ribbon comes in, goes ahead and finishes off Dade. And now she's going to go ahead and finish off the Evelyn as well. But she goes down there to the Nidalee. And now it is Nidalee versus Fiddlesticks. He's going to go ahead and fear and get the heck out. Just kidding. He's going to go down too. Yeah. He decided to go ahead and drain life instead of getting the heck out. So I want to see what happened down here as well. Looks like these guys actually did a turret dive. Oh, the culling came out. Did a lot of damage there to Vayne. There we go. They're going for this tower now. Zyra came a little bit too far forward, apparently. Not all the others. There we go. Lucian goes for it, and she just instantly melts. She put out the ult, but it was too late. Way too late there, indeed. And that's probably going to be a tower kill for the blue team here. Because Vayne's not going to be able to defend this by herself. Braum could easily tank the tower long enough for Lucian to finish her off. So yeah, she backs off. This is going to be a tower kill. They're going to let it destroy. Actually, no minions. I'm kind of surprised by that. I know in the NA servers, that's a pretty common thing to go ahead and just block it off so that the tower gets as many minion kills as possible. But on the other hand, they are actually shoving really fast, and they shoved it up so that this tower takes some damage and eats those same minions. So I guess it ends up working out for him in the end. That poor Fiddlesticks. All dead. Oh, he's back now. Alright, so we do have the Talon coming back out there. He's able to go ahead and get those waves pretty much instantly now. And Dade is here as well now. So, yet again, Talon forced to play super cautious. I guess I can kind of see it. I guess I overestimated Talon a little bit. Or actually, I probably underestimate Ryze just because the way... I never did very well at Ryze mid. Mostly because I played him before I really understood the whole idea of back and forth, you know, the auto attack, Q, all that stuff. And it ended up really not going well for me. But they are going for Talon, for the Ryze there. He gets hit by the slow. There we go. In comes Braum. Talon goes down to Evelyn thanks to that backup there. And Zyra is forced to back out. And the culling comes out from Lucian, does a lot of damage, not going to finish her off. Down goes that tower, though. Nidalee is on her way over. I don't think it's going to come to anything, though. She kind of seems to want to go for the Fiddlesticks. I can't see it happening, though. No, they're going to back off here, and they're going to go ahead and do some damage to this tower. Out comes the crows there from Fiddlesticks. They're tanking the tower up. It's going to go down. Down it goes. All right. So that was a really nice push there from them. They got 2 towers out of it, and they got multiple kills. Now they're going for the dragon. It looks like... Oh, just kidding. I was about to say, it looks like Zenix Sky going to go ahead and head back, but he changed his mind. And they are going to get this dragon for free. There's really nothing that the red team can do. If we look here, we've got a Rod of Ages, Tear the Goddess, and a Sapphire Crystal on Dade. Having that Rod of Ages finished is actually a pretty big thing, of course. Granted, you know... Later on, it'll be even more powerful because it's a ramping item. But having it now means it starts ramping when you buy it. So he's going to get more and more power as time goes by, and that's honestly a really good thing for him. Again, not so good for Talon. Still sitting at 74 CS at 17 minutes in, and he is 142. He's having a bad time. There we go. First tower kill in the game for the red team there. Goes to Ribbon. Manages to get that top lane tower down. And that is some much-needed global farm there. Global gold for the red team. The red team knows that Braum is hanging out in this bush. He doesn't have backup. Nice dodge of that root, though. So that was actually really well done. And we do have a gank coming in here onto Nidalee. We'll come back down to there in a moment, but we did just see her die, so I want to see exactly what goes on. I mean, we saw that it was a gank coming in. Fiddlesticks comes around from behind. Oh, the ultimate. In he goes. The fear comes out immediately. Ribbon just bursts, and down she goes. Actually goes down to the Fiddlesticks, amazingly enough. And there we go. Braum's still hanging around here. Gonna go ahead and clear out the ward that they just placed. They came to go ahead and try to clear out the pink ward. Not gonna happen. And now we see the blue buff going here to Ryze, unless Fiddlesticks comes in and steals it. Nope. Ryze was able to get it before that happened. No go for you, sir. No go for you. Pretty funny. Alright, red ping's coming out onto these two saying, hey, they're coming back. And I'm unable to predict what exactly is going to happen here. It looks like for now they're shoving mid. I don't know if they'll continue to shove mid or if they'll push it forward a little bit and then go elsewhere. It looks like they are going to go for that. They're going to go ahead and head top here. They seem to be kind of converging here a little on Zyra. I don't know that they're going to converge too much more. There we go. They're going for the Riven now. She got slowed by Braum. She's going to get out of it, though. She gets onto the tower there. But it did actually pull her team out a little bit here. And both teams are kind of converging onto this position. Out comes the culling there. Zyra gets popped up. Down she goes. Nice ultimate from Braum, securing that kill. And that probably going to result in a tower kill here for the blue team. One death there. And they take what they can off of it. They're going to get this tower. Braum is taking it. Just kidding. Not going to take the tower quite yet. But I have a feeling on the next minion wave they might actually be able to. There's not a ton of minion clear here on the red team. They've got Talon, but he's got to get pretty close to do it. Doesn't matter. Blue team's backing off anyway, so just kidding. No tower down yet. They're going to go ahead and shove up all the other lanes. Looks like Evelyn is headed down bot to shove it up. Braum is actually going back, apparently. So there will be no continued push here. And these guys are going to have to back off. Ooh, Talon goes in. He instantly melts, almost dies. Is he going to get out? He does not get out thanks to a nice flash pounce there from Nidalee. Riven went pretty deep there. Did not get a kill onto the Lucian. But she got really low from Ryze. Nice root there from Ryze, shutting that Vayne down, making her not be able to kill him. And then Lucian came in to assist with the final kill there onto Vayne. Both of them are super low. Had it been even slightly mistimed there, they both would have died. But they ended up not. Nicely done then. Down goes the Zyra again. And she ults, or uses her passive to try to go for Lucian. Doesn't end up getting it. And they dive for another kill here onto the Fiddlesticks. Forced to back off as they do know that the Riven is back up. Sitting around now would be, it'd be pretty much suicide. Evelyn's going back right here. Pretty risky. It is warded, but it looks like she's going to be able to get out of this with no problem. And the rest of her team came on down here, and they're going to be able to get another tower for this. So with that, they actually got a lot out of those engagements right there. They got multiple kills here. They got a tower. And, of course, you know, they deprived the enemies. All in all, that was a huge thing for them. And it's really gone well for them. It's kind of an awesome back pose. I like it. Honestly, I like all the new animations that Riot has done for the backs and stuff. They're pretty awesome. I like that they do that now. Used to, of course, you didn't really see that very much. But now you're seeing it more and more, and I like that. I like that a lot. It's pretty awesome. As a side note, I'm really looking forward to Gnar. Well, we've got a bit of a cooldown here. He looks like a very interesting champion. I don't know that I'm going to play him. But, honestly, I think it'll be really fun to see. And we'll have to see how that ends up happening there. I know I'm not going to buy him right off the bat. Don't have the IP or the RP, so that's what ends up happening. But anyway, back to the game here. We've got a push coming in here, again, from the blue team, coming down this mid lane. They still haven't taken that top tower. They pinged it earlier. They pinged it again just now. And they may be rotating up to it. But I'm not altogether certain. Last time they tried, they ended up catching somebody out and then getting a decent chunk of damage onto that tower, which has mostly healed by now. But still, they got some decent damage there. They are coming up here for Riven. She's getting engaged on here. Braum comes in. He gets stunned, but he lands the actually an auto attack, and she's gonna go down. Down she goes. Actually, the culling ends up taking her down there by Lucian. And now they are letting Ryze go ahead and shove this up, so they've got some minions to tank that tower for them. And the minions will be here shortly, and we'll probably see the tower go down right after that. Oh, just kidding. It's gonna go down before. It is so low. Yeah, now we'll probably see them go ahead and shove to take this tower down. Got a kill? Take 2 towers. Why not? They definitely can. And, oh, gonna get another kill on Desire. She is caught out again. That Braum ultimate taking her down. Vayne going in. Out comes that Braum jump, followed by the shield, of course. He ends up going down, actually, to Talon. Talon's gonna get the Evelyn as well, but Ryze is chasing the Vayne down. I don't think he's gonna be able to do this, though. His range is a little too short there. Gonna be forced to back off. They turn it on to Talon. Talon goes down. Fiddlesticks is on the run. I think Nidalee might be able to catch. She's really fast. Misses her spear, but she's still probably gonna be able to go for this. Riven goes ahead and shuts down Ryze, and Nidalee turned back. Fiddlesticks still on the run. I don't think she's going for it anymore. She's backing off. Riven was on the way over, so had she done so, it may have gone bad. And there we go. They're going to go ahead and shove this. Fiddlesticks actually appears to be tanking Dragon here. He's going to go ahead and try to grab this. Not sure if it's going to end up working out for him because Lucian is on his way down. He's probably about to be forced to run. There we go. There he goes indeed. The calling comes out from Lucian. First few shots hit. Other than that, not too much, but he is going for that Fiddlesticks. Gets feared, and that's going to go ahead and turn that around. Lucian and Nidalee are both headed up this way to finish off that Fiddlesticks. He's like, oh crap. In comes the Zyra to try to help. Down she goes because of it, and down Fiddlesticks goes as well. Just kidding. His team comes in. He's not going to go down. Now they are going for the Braum. Braum actually might go down here. Yes, he does. Eve is slowly working her way across. Not going to end up working out. And Fiddlesticks is still hanging around. Not in his best interest. He's going to walk over here, and Evelyn's going to be like, hey, you did. Or not. Maybe she's... There we go. She DC'd. That sucks. Okay, so that explains that. I was like, well, why did she not immediately turn on him? And that's the answer to that. So in comes the Vayne. We did actually see her manage to go ahead and... Actually, just kidding. She went down to the Nidalee. Nice root there. Down goes Talon. And lots of pings here from the blue team saying, watch out for Fiddlesticks, who amazingly has not managed to kill the AFK Evelyn, and now she's stealthed, and he's not going to be able to. Ryze is going for Riven. Riven's getting really low. She goes down to Ryze, and Fiddlesticks was not able to do really much of anything because he was too busy chasing an AFK player. That sounds really kind of funny to say. Dude was chasing an AFK player. But, I mean, that is exactly what was happening. She was running back to base, and, DC'd. Hopefully she'll be back soon, though. Alright, so there's a ping there from the blue team. Probably wanted to go for this. Oh, man. Ryze just got another kill here. How did that happen? Well, we see a ward here, so they know exactly where he is. He walks in. They are waiting for him. Out comes that ultimate, and I guess he just immediately blew everything he had onto Zyra. He managed to go ahead and get a kill out of it. Base tanked the brush and ended up coming out okay. 1 for 1. Obviously not what you want, but he ended up coming out better than, just straight up dying for nothing. Luckily, Evelyn is back. That is definitely good news. The red team has not yet managed to secure that dragon. They started it a while ago, obviously, but Lucian was able to shove that Fiddlesticks off. And now the blue team's working on that dragon. I have a feeling they're probably going to be able to get it. Red team shows no inclination to come down here at all. They don't even have warded, so they have no idea. Red team actually has very few wards. Two wards. One of them is pink. That's kind of surprising. I guess, Zyra has been spending a lot of time dead recently. Every time she tries to ward, they just straight up kill her. So I have a feeling that's probably a pretty big part of this. There we go. She's warding out now. Gonna go ahead and ward up around her own jungle as well. Trying to get safe here. But, oh, she's about to get caught again. Puts a pink in there. And... nice placement there by the Nidalee. Gonna go ahead and tank that to make sure it doesn't hit the Baron, because otherwise they would have gotten chunked. There you go. In comes that Zyra again. Just warding it up. Warding it up as much as possible. They're going to be able to finish that ward off as well. And now the red team actually turns this, and they're going for this tower here. Out comes the culling, does a decent amount of damage there to the Talon. Nothing huge there. Braum comes in. He does actually use a shield. In comes the Evelyn. Down goes Vayne. Oh, yeah, she goes down. Down to the Nidalee. Talon doing what he can. Down goes a lot of, actually, it's a whole lot of action here. Let's slow this down a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch it to this view as well. The Braum got feared, of course, and he does have that shield up blocking a lot, but the Evelyn landed a multi-person ult here. The Vayne was immediately engaged on by Nidalee. Got chunked, stealthed away, tried to get out. Nidalee said no. Fiddlesticks ulted in, and they were able to go ahead and finish off the Braum as well, and Zyra went down at the same time. The Evelyn's in the middle of a whole bunch of people, so she goes down, but Nidalee comes in and chunks 2 people right there. Riven manages to secure that kill, but Lucian is still up. The Riven's getting really low here. I think Lucian might be able to secure this. Just kidding. He's going to walk away, and he's going to go for that mid lane. Ryze was not there at all in any of that. So I think that was actually a 4 versus 5. And the blue team won it. Was it a 4 versus 5? Was it really? It was. Ryze was all the way top. This was 100% a 4 versus 5. And the blue team won. That is a terrifying feeling. That is not what you want to feel at all. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. They're going to go ahead and shove this up. They ping that tower. They want that tower. They've got a decent wave of minions here. Going to go ahead and clear out this wave, of course, before it gets there. Riven's going to do her best to defend it. I don't really know if it's going to happen, though. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the gold view here so you guys can see that while we're waiting for this tower to fall. And looking at the gold view, at least in the mid lane, that's a 4K difference. That is scary. 4K up Ryze. Yeah, you don't want to see that at all. They're going to be able to get this tower down, and that is more gold there for the blue team. There we go. He does actually have that Seraph's Embrace now, so that's definitely a good sign for him as well. Really, I honestly don't think that Talon's able to do anything anymore. Talon's good against stuff like Lucian and stuff. Ryze is pretty tanky. Late game, Talon's going to have a pretty hard time, even if he doesn't fall way the heck behind. But in this game, with him falling all the way behind like that, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. I thought early game he might have the lead on Ryze, given Ryze's short range and everything, but I was completely wrong on that one. Ryze just dominated him with that low cooldown Q, and of course the auto attacks. Talon really wasn't able to do much at all. They are walking around warding up here, gonna go ahead and ward up the Baron, and we'll probably see Nidalee go ahead and grab that pink, or kill that ward because of that pink. Didn't end up happening yet though, amusingly. They're still, they want that inhib. Ryze is shoving top, gonna go ahead and let the minion waves crash against that tower again. And the rest of his team is actually shoving here. He's on his way down. So he's actually gonna walk face first. And there we go, there's the engage there from Evelyn. Lands the ult again. The Zyra goes down first again. Talon going in for that Lucian. He does manage to finish off Lucian, but he gets stunned. He's gonna go down. He's going to go down. He does though go down. Nidalee manages to secure that kill. Vayne is actually doing a lot of damage, but Nidalee's able to secure her as well. But in the meantime, Riven was over here. She was able to take down the Ryze. It ended up being a 4 for 4. Nidalee is here. She's going to be able to shove this, and she's probably going to be able to get at least some damage on the inhibitor, if not take it, before the Riven comes up. She's doing what she can to go ahead and heal herself up. But of course, does Riven have home guards? Riven does not have home guards. So Riven took a while to go ahead and heal, and that is actually going to give this Nidalee the opportunity to go ahead and take this down. Down goes that inhib. That is the first inhib of the game, and we're going to see super minions. Big wave down here shoving up as well. We'll probably see the red team head on over there, and we do actually see Nidalee headed back to go ahead and buy some stuff now. She's at 187 CS versus 173 for Riven. Pretty respectable there, but 14-4-6 versus 7-4-4. Huge lead there for the Nidalee as well. 3K ahead for her. So that is a good sign for her. Actually going with Bruiser Nid, which, imagine that now, huh? Yeah, that's pretty common now. Got the Triforce, Randuin's, as well as Static Shiv, which I don't think you see that one here in NA, but I could be wrong. I haven't paid attention too much to the Nidalee builds because obviously I don't play Nidalee. But, I don't know, Static Shiv kind of surprises me a little. I did not realize that was something we did, or something that they did. There we go. A lot of posturing here around Baron again. Gonna go ahead and take down this ward. Their pink ward, of course, giving them that opportunity. She comes forward again to go ahead and block that. You don't want to take that Baron damage. Does not want that. And we see the red team just doing what they can to hold off this mid lane. They're having a pretty tough time. Lots of pings here. They don't have a ward in here, but they've got a ward here. So they know they're somewhere around here. And now they're coming down to possibly check out this Baron. The Zyra, of course, is able to do so using her seeds. But, of course, now not going to end up happening. They're going to be able to get this dragon out of Baron pretty quickly if these guys don't watch out. Out comes that plant there from Zyra. She gets chunked instantly by Dade. In comes Fiddlesticks. Baron goes down to the Evelyn. Out comes the Zhonya's from Fiddle. The Lucian doing a lot of damage to Vayne. Vayne forced to back off. And now we do see the red team on the run here. Nidalee just missing her spear. Otherwise, that would 100% be a dead Talon already. But he's pretty much dead anyway. Yeah, he's dead. She's just auto-attacking him to death. And in the meantime, Vayne went down as well over here. And this actually may be the push to win the game. Riven doing her best to get out. There's the slow from red buff there from Italy. But of course, it is Riven, who's obviously very good at escaping. But in comes Braum, not going to be able to do it. Misses his slow there, but Riven's still getting really low. Italy is wanting to go for this. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Italy is not going to be able to finish Riven off. Riven will escape this, but the rest of blue team is here, knocking on the door. Down goes one in him. Down goes Zyra yet again. Instantly burst there by Dade, and that is going to be the game. I kind of feel for Zyra here because pretty much every engagement, she just got focused and instantly destroyed. 3-12-8 for her. That's a tough game. Talon was also pretty heavily focused. But that is going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.